Ah, the runt to the family, who used to be the big bully on the block. BlackBerry. Yep. If you've got BlackBerry in the network infrastructure, you need to take a look at these devices. Now, this is also going to depend on which OS version you're running. If you didn't watch the mobile device course, again, see, I'm just plugging it back and forth because you really need to go back. I don't have time here to give you detailed information. But with BlackBerry 10, they changed things up quite a bit. Previous to that, we could actually use some interesting tools, like we could fire up BB Proxy, which would allow us to do a bluejacking attack on a BlackBerry device, basically hijacking the connection itself. We'd then want to go through and perform an email exploit by sending multiple emails or multiple messages to try to trick the user into downloading a malicious.cod application file. It's a code file for the BlackBerry device. Maybe, hey, you need to really install this update. Hey, you need to really install this update. Eventually, it gets so annoying, what do people do? Yeah, they'll click OK, install it, instead of trying to figure out where it's coming from. We could also do the same thing that we saw with the Android environment, and that is go through and try to perform a DOS, a denial of service, by sending a malformed SRP, which is short for a server routing protocol packet, from the BlackBerry network to the router to cause this type of DOS. Now, remember what we saw on the Windows platform as far as the browser? Well, we actually saw this in a couple of other devices. We have the same issue here, is that we're going to check for vulnerabilities in the BlackBerry browser by sending, again, malicious links and trying to trick users into opening up those links that would then jeopardize or take advantage of that browser. And of course, we can use tools like, I think Elcomsoft has a tool that's called it's like the phone password breaker, that you could actually recover password protected files and backups from a BlackBerry device. Now, flashback, back to the mobile course. We talked about that BlackBerry changed things up with BlackBerry OS 10. And in it, they actually created a capability, or they sandboxed out so that you could run Android devices. Now, because of that, everyone's thinking, well, it's going to be secure because it's sandboxed. Well, guess what? That doesn't stop me from sideloading. In fact, we see a lot of users sideload applications all the time, in which case, as I like to say, wash, rinse, repeat. Do the same steps that we would do in Android on these devices. Now, there's also rumor, as of the recording of this particular course, that the next revision of the BlackBerry platform will be fully based off of Android, which then I would say, if you're watching this course after that's come out, just go back and look at what we can do with Android. Now, there are several different tools out there that can actually help us out in pen testing in all the platforms. One of the more popular ones out there, it's a paid program, it's called Xanti. It basically has a full pen testing suite built into it, and they charge you per device, but it does a really good job of testing all your mobile platforms. There's a open source one out there as well that's called Dsploit, and this particular one will look at Android devices in particular, and it does things like Wi-Fi cracking, port scanning, logging cracker, man-in-the-middle attacks, password sniffing, or I can replace video or images that are being viewed. It also has a vulnerability finder on it as well. There's also another one that's out there. It's called Hackcode. This particular one is very similar to Dsploit, except for it's got some additional tools built into it, like it's got Google hacking capabilities. They've got a security feed so you can keep up to date with the latest and greatest security news. Hopefully it doesn't start with the name of your company got hacked. And of course, after you use those tools, I'm going to trick you again. Yep, we got to go through and do our documentation. Again, dealing with documentation is probably one of the most overwhelming aspects because you're going to have so much of it. But trust me, when we get to the last module, I'll show you how to kind of compartmentalize this down and extrapolate out the more important information. But again, document both what you find and what you don't find.